Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to uncover the invisible but very tangible networks of physical infrastructure that literally keep our nation moving and thriving. We all kind of take the world around us for granted, right? But every single day, we interact with this massive, interconnected web of engineering and planning. So let's dive right in and see how everyday things like concrete, steel, and fiber optics actually end up putting the food on our plates. Okay, let's start with a little thought experiment. Imagine you wake up one morning, totally ready for the day. You step outside and there are no roads. The buses are completely gone. You grab your phone to check the news. Zero signal. You try to flip on the lights, but nothing happens. The internet is totally dead, and when you go to wash your face, the tap is running completely dry. Seriously, how would you even get to where you need to be? How would groceries or supplies ever reach your local market, let alone your front door? This stark, disconnected world is exactly what life would look like without physical infrastructure. It is the vast, invisible backbone, built to keep our cities and villages functioning smoothly. So let's jump straight into Section 1, a race against time and moving perishable goods. To really bring this to life, let me introduce you to Satish. He's a hardworking tomato farmer from Maharashtra. Now, when you pick up a bag of perfectly ripe, juicy red tomatoes, it's super easy to think that they're just a gift of good sunshine and decent rain. But Satish knows the real deal. His successful harvest and his actual ability to make a living off of it depends heavily on a massive infrastructure puzzle. You see, tomatoes are incredibly perishable. Just one extra hour in the sweltering heat on a bumpy dirt road can turn a profitable yield into literal mush. Without the right pieces in place, those fragile tomatoes would simply never make it from his farm to your local market.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 2, the Dola Sadia Lifeline.
To solve these crazy logistical nightmares for farmers like Satish, especially in places with really tough geography, we have to look at real-world engineering marvels. Take the Dola Sadia Bridge, for example. Just look at this comparison on the screen. Before this bridge was built, people in the region had to rely completely on ferries to cross the river. But during floods, those ferries just couldn't operate. Travel completely stopped. And for farmers, it meant their crops would literally sit there and rot while waiting to cross. Now, look at the after. The new bridge provides permanent, year-round travel. It means rapid, life-saving access to hospitals, even during severe floods. And it absolutely guarantees that a farmer's fresh produce deliveries can actually make it to market safely. It is a total game changer. To truly wrap your head around this lifeline, you've got to understand its sheer scale. The Dola Sadia Bridge, also known as the Bhuban Hazarika Setu, stretches an unbelievable 9.15 kilometers. It spans right across the Lohit River, connecting Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. It proudly stands as the second longest bridge in all of India. Building something this massive over a wide riverbed, it's a monumental engineering feat that directly, tangibly changes human lives. But you know what? The single most dramatic number here isn't the length of the bridge. It's the time it saves. 4 hours. Now, 4 hours might just sound like skipping a bad traffic jam to you or me, but for a local farmer hauling a truckload of fruits and veggies, those 4 hours are the crucial difference between a crop spoiling in the heat or successfully reaching the market to be sold. It is quite literally the difference between poverty and prosperity. Let's explore that ripple effect in Section 3, Empowering Local Farmers. So, the big takeaway here is that a farmer's success is essentially a giant puzzle, and all the pieces need to fit together. Think back to Satish and his tomatoes. His success starts with canals and electric water pumps that provide reliable irrigation. Then, he desperately needs smooth roads for the transport trucks so his goods don't get bruised on the journey. He relies on cold storage facilities to lock in that farm-fresh quality. And finally, he needs something completely invisible. Internet access and telecom towers so he can check real-time market prices and actually get the best return on his hard work. These interconnected pieces guarantee the safe travel of people and goods. If even one piece of this puzzle is missing, the whole system just breaks down. All right, let's zoom out a bit for Section 4, the engine of development. When we step back from the local farmer and that single bridge, we start to see how all these local lifelines hook up to form something way bigger. They create the very engine of India's development. Look at how modern infrastructure conquers literally any geography. From tackling incredibly steep mountains with the Chenab rail bridge to bustling seaports handling massive cargo ships. Whether it's laying transport networks through dense forests, bridging high peaks, or setting up vast ports for international shipping, these networks connect the origin of goods to the rest of the world. They boost trade, drive tourism, and even strengthen national security by allowing our defense forces to access the most remote terrains. I actually want to anchor our whole explainer with this incredibly powerful vision from APJ Abdul Kalam. He noted that a truly developed nation is one where the divide between urban and rural is bridged by equal infrastructure. Roads, power, water, communication, these shouldn't just be luxuries for the big cities. They are the fundamental rights of a developing economy that allow a farmer in rural Maharashtra to have the exact same economic opportunities as a businessman in Delhi. This vision right here, it's the thematic bridge of everything we've been talking about today. So, what is our part in all this? Let's talk about it in Section 5, our collective responsibility. You see, building these vast networks is really only half the battle. We actually have to maintain them. When we see roads being littered, ugly stains on public buildings, or people vandalizing our monuments, we have to realize this isn't some victimless crime. Damage to public infrastructure actively makes life harder for absolutely everyone. And fixing it, well, that becomes a financial burden on every single citizen. Taking care of this is our collective responsibility. And to truly maintain it, we need strong local governance, better municipal and panchayat services that can efficiently handle waste management, traffic, and provide clean drinking water. Which brings us to the future, and I want to leave you with a final, somewhat provocative question to ponder. We know we need progress. We absolutely need roads and bridges to empower farmers like Satish and connect our nation. But we also desperately need cleaner energy, like solar parks and wind farms, and sustainable building practices to protect our environment. So I leave you with this. Can relentless infrastructure development and vital environmental protection truly go hand in hand? How do we strike that perfect balance as we build the world of tomorrow? Just something to think about the next time you cross a bridge or bite into a juicy red tomato. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning the world around you.